Hello everyone, I am Rityunjay Sharma on behalf of Collegedunia. Welcome you all to this new episode of Thoughtful Leaders named as Thoughts on Education, an initiative by Collegedunia.com. And every time we interview the leader, we just try to bring the students one step more close towards their university, towards the vision of their leaders. And today I have with me architect Rishi Raj Kapoor, sir, Professor and Dean, School of Architecture, Mody University of Science and Technology. Welcome, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, Rityunjay. How are you?
Sir, I am absolutely fine, sir. I will just start with your brief introduction, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Architect Rishi Raj Kapoor is currently the Professor and Dean, School of Architecture, Mody University of Science and Technology. He did his MBA in Project Management from Sikkim Manipal University in 2013. He did his Masters in Ecology and Environment from Institute of Ecology and Environment, New Delhi in 1996. He completed his B.Arch from Institute of Environmental Design, V.V. Nagar, Anand, Gujarat in 1991 and BSc in Physics from Kanpur University, UP in 1984. He held many key positions in the past. He worked for Ayujan School of Architecture as professor from January 18 to 19. He was the Deputy Director of University, Amity University from July 16 to December 17. He worked as a professor in Jagannath University from August 15 to June 16. He has handled major assignments in his past. He worked abroad for Government of Mauritius as team leader architect for designing, developing and implementing the seafront resorts and hotels. He was the team leader architect for earthquake rehabilitation project for Rotary Club during Gujarat earthquake, and he was awarded with the Best Architect in Jaipur by Worldwide Achievers Real Estate Award in 2014 New Delhi. He was also awarded as Most Promising Architect in Jaipur by Pearl Blue Award for Excellence in Service Industry in 2015 New Delhi. Welcome, sir. There's a lot from your side.
Thank you, Rityunjay. Thank you very much.
I will just start with the questions, sir.
Yeah, sure, Rityunjay.
Yeah, sir. So you have long association in education field throughout your professional career, sir. What are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
Rityunjay, actually, my mother and my sister both were into education. My sister is still into education. And more to that, teaching is my passion, basically. You know, India's future, or you can say future of India, is presently sitting in the classrooms. And this is the only profession, this teaching profession is the only profession where you can influence thought process and work for generations with thousands of hands and brains for the future, for your country, for your institute, for your profession. Even every individual has someone who had inspired and motivated him or her and crafted his thought process. You see, I never wish to join any institute just to earn my livelihood and riches, but always wish to do something for my profession, society, and my country at large. And for this, there is nothing better to be an honest and dedicated teacher, from where you can expand yourself to the extent to reach out all parts of the country and for many, many years to come, even after your existence also. Experience is the biggest asset. What all I have learned throughout these years of my practice as an architect, all the expertise I have acquired, either I keep it with me and die, or I should give it back to the society for the benefit of the generations to come. And education sector is the only sector where you can disburse your learning and experience in the most wider angle. So that's why I have joined academies after the practice of so many years, for 25 years. and now trying to give back to the society, to my profession, whatever I have learned throughout these years of my practice.
So that were great thoughts from your side, and this just one question tells all about your nature, your profession. And sir, my next question, sir, being the Dean of Architecture, sir, what is your philosophy of leadership, sir? How do you describe your leadership style?
Look, Pritanjay, actually, real leaders are basically the motivators. To lead the masses, you have to touch the heart. Only then you will be able to influence the brain. I mean, you have to reach to the brain through the heart. With the dictatorship, no one can influence people. Bearing a post and authority can never do good for your staff and for your students. Being a dean is my responsibility, basically, and not the authority. I have to be a human being first, and definitely being human embedded into that. A guardian of my students, a motivator to my subordinates. Only then I will be able to extract the best from my students and from my staff. Leadership is not about getting the work done. I mean, you have been assigned something or you want to get something work done from your student or from your staff. It is all about motivating others to give their best. Every individual have their expertise, which is to be identified and get the best out of it. You cannot ask the fish to fly. You must identify that he is the best swimmer and ask him to swim. He can fly better and ask him to fly. But if you mix it up, the end result will be, it will be disaster. So every individual has his expertise, which is to be identified and get the best out of it. People work and produce more when they are at ease and relaxed, but motivated. So looking things from others' point of view makes you understand things in much better way. One should not think only things from his or her side and neglecting whatever the problems or whatever the situations the other one is into it. That will never give you the best from that particular person. When I am with my students, I am their guardians. First, I am their guardians, and they need it. A person who tries to understand their problems and difficulties first, and then solve, resolve, and suggest. And for my staff, I have to understand that they are one among us and not the superhuman beings with me who can perform anything. Being at an authoritative position, I can ask anything and they will do it. They are one among us. So they must be having their own problems, their own difficulties, their own limitations of working, their own knowledge also. So I always try to be their guiding force and then motivate them to give their best. And this is the strategy I generally follow to organize and to run my department.
That's great from your side, sir. And sir, talking particularly about the curriculum which the students might be just waiting to listen. Sir, how does the curriculum of the university ensure the best practice of the industry?
I'll give a very short answer for this, because explaining about the Mody University, people know everything about that. It's a great university. It has a vision, something beyond teaching. Mody University have a lot to offer to their students. Actually, the futuristic vision of our guiding force, Shri R.P. Mody ji, he has a very great insight to see the requirements of the future. Apart from normal scheduled curriculum of all the fields like engineering, architecture, design, business, whatever, law, For all and every fields, we offer something beyond teaching also, which shapes the characteristic styles of each student's. Future of education lies in knowledge with smartness. It is not only the knowledge, you acquire the degree, you go to the market and you think you will get the great jobs. I think it is not possible. One has to be smart, and only then, with the degree and with the smartness, he can achieve the great heights. So at Mody University, we teach these smartness by different courses we offer apart from our regular courses. But a culture, tradition, core values of our Indian tradition and cultures are also being embedded deep into the roots of the students, and which helps them to accelerate into their field in future wherever they want to go. And this is definitely done with the most modern pedagogy of their chosen field. So this is how we offer much more beyond our curriculum, beyond our scheduled syllabus and schemes to the student to make them at par with the most modern technologies and systems of the future.
That's great, sir. So, how does the architecture program ensure the practical approach and difference from the other courses? Means, what do you see as the future scope of this course from your institution, particularly?
Look, Mrityunjay, actually, architecture profession has a different role to play in the society. Unlike other professions, it is not something different than other professions, engineering, medical, or whatever. Hence, architecture education is quite different from the conventional teaching methodologies. A student of architecture is not only a learner, but also a producer of knowledge. Because what we teach is not to be used exactly into the field. They have to create something from their side. They have to produce knowledge. So architecture has to be appreciated as second order discipline. It is a meta discipline, a critical attitude, not a merely empirical discipline like engineering that seeks, works with data. We don't work with data, which is already available into the books. Architecture is said to be the mother of all arts. It is a combination of all art forms and sciences. It's a amalgamation of arts and sciences, all types of arts, from psychology to structures, from human behavior to behavior of materials. It is amalgamation with creativity to produce masterpiece structures to decorate the earth crust by its own way. Hence, imparting architecture education needs a different teaching and learning environment, which is totally different, with a totally different methodology. This is more oriented towards exposure and exploration rather than learning from pre-established norms and systems. So, teaching architecture is not merely providing knowledge of available statics and data from outside to inside. What is available in the books, what is pre-established into the data, we have to teach that from outside into the student inside. But it's bringing out what is already there inside with the students, within the students. Augmenting the creativity which is already there and helping the student to explore themselves. And that is why there is not a single prescribed book at any level in architecture. You know, this is very, very strange thing. Throughout these 5 years, we have curriculum, we have syllabus, but there is not a single prescribed book in architecture. There are reference books. So a student has to bring what is there inside There are suggestive readings and reference books in architecture. Definitely, we have a big, huge library everywhere in all architecture college. So in architecture, a student has to explore their own style and ideas instead of learning from data available. So basically, architecture education is only exploring yourself, your ideas, your creativity, which is embedded inside you. And we teachers are basically not teachers; we are the guides. We try to extract out what is already there inside the student.
So that's great. That's great from your side, and very clearly you are explaining, very deeply you are explaining each and every question, and that will help the upcoming students a lot. That will clear their doubts, and if they are interested in architecture, that will create the importance of architecture in their life.
Yes, yes. They have to understand basically about the architecture before joining into it.
Yeah. So, talking about you, sir, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the university or to the students are?
Effective administration needs a lot of exposure and experience, which is very much needed for the administrative work. Fortunately, I possess both. Working as a practical and practicing architect, holding office of my own for 27 long years, working with private builders, government organizations, and all other different bodies, and approximately 10 years in academics with all top universities of North India, from Gujarat to Assam. I've traveled a lot, handled many universities. This gave me vision and knowledge to take up and handle key issues very effectively. I believe that students are the best ambassadors and the most effective marketing personnel for any school. No other marketing can do that much good what is said by your students outside. You can employ 2 or 3% as your marketing agents, but you have hundreds of students. They are their marketing persons within you, with you. So the first thing is to give the best and in the most effective way to the students, which are the end users, for which they are at your students. For which they are at your school, and for which you are doing all these marketing for. You need students, okay? If your students are satisfied and feel contented, they tell others, and then there will be a long line outside your institute for admissions. And this is the only best thing any head of any institute or university can do for their organization and for their university. Giving the best to the students. And this is what I am doing, and this is for what I am here.
So just I can realize that how much priority and how much focus the students are given means just...
Yes, that is the very, they are the ambassadors for us.
And I can analyze that how much dedication right from the top hierarchy to the below hierarchy are just focusing to increase the skills of the students, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
talking about your suggestion will help the upcoming students a lot, sir. Any suggestions you would like to give to the aspiring youth in tough times, or the students who are just about to join your course?
I must just say a very straightforward and very blunt things to my students. I want to convey a message to them. Architecture is pursuing your passion and your creativity. If you have a passion into architecture, if you are a creative person, if you really want to do something which is being established in this earth crust for many years to come, this profession requires an honest and dedicated approach. You cannot learn architecture with a very casual approach. In this field, only a degree does not work. Though this is true in all other fields, but especially in this profession, only degree will not work for you. It's your ability and caliber which matters. So for all those who are pursuing architecture or who are wishing to pursue architecture, give your best through intensive work. A lot of work is needed. Labor is really required in architecture. Here, teachers are not there just to teach you something, but more to that, they are there to fine-tune your own creativity and inventiveness. They can't teach you something which is already there. They will try to explore you out from inside to outside. Unfortunately, due to this pandemic, all sectors are affected very badly. Thus, its impact on education sector is also very adverse. But there is no way out than to live with it and find the best possible ways of teaching and learning with whatever limitations we have. We have to cope up with that. So my message to the student, direct, when you don't see the way, carve one for you. And most importantly, walking with confidence is much better than running with confusions. Be confident, things will be in your favor again.
That's great. That's great from your side. And students must realize that due to pandemic, this year is not for any hope. This year is to create new opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities there, and you should just take your decision and just don't ruin your whole year.
Things will be better again, and things will be in much better position than it was previously. So everything happens for the good and for the best.
Yeah, sir. And sir, talking about the challenges, sir, what are some of the biggest challenges you see, both for higher education in general and for Mody University specifically, sir?
As an educationist, I'm really worried about for the higher education in general in India. I'm really concerned about that. I'm quite worried about that. You know, more degrees, less knowledge. High degrees, plenty of degrees, less employability. More avenues, less confidence. Why this all is happening? Now you can see students with 95, 98% marks and they are sad. In my time, if I get 60% or 75%, मोहल्ले वाले कंधे में लेके घूमते थे. In my times and even in my father's time, I have seen only a graduate person can write an application in the most effective way.
Absolutely.
But now PhD can't even write application. I mean, high degrees and more marks, but everything is lessened down. You know why this thing is happening? Knowing something and having a knowledge of that thing is two very different things. Acquiring knowledge and knowing something, absolutely different. And this is something like skills and merits. Merits means degrees. Acquiring skill is different thing and acquiring merits and degrees is different thing. Merits are physical achievements, while skills are intellectual achievements. Degree can be acquired, but skills are to be accomplished. Attaining knowledge is far more different than getting degrees and certificates. So one should be into their profession or search for their future, not only just for acquiring degrees and merits, but for gaining knowledge and skills of that particular profession or that particular field. That attitude should be there with the students and with the teachers and with the universities also. Education should not be merged with business basically. I feel that. Though there must be some monetary things into it, everyone has to cope up with that. But this is something very noble. What all we'll produce today will be seen tomorrow as our authorities only. Those who are running different departments, different universities, different sectors of, and I mean, they will be the face of India in future. So that has to be really checked out very precisely and with very far sightedness. A lot is being done, and a lot has to be done to fill this gap between these two, merits and skills. I think a new NEP which has come up recently is one step forward in this regard. I hope the best from that. This is what I can say, and I'm trying to do the best from my side. एक जना भाग नहीं फोड़ सकता है, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ तो कर सकता है. कहते हैं ना, there is something, एक पत्थर तो उछालो आसमान में. So something like that. I am trying my best to do that.
That's great from your side.
Yeah.
It's great from your side, sir. It was a very healthy and positive interaction. And how beautifully you explained that it's the right time for the students to just come upon the decision, analyze that which stream is best for you, and then you can just come forward in Mody University, and it is always open for you. And so it's very right time to just not ruin your whole life. And thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. It will greatly help the students a lot. Yes, sir.
One thing I want to say at last to my students, I mean those who are searching for some field, I'll just say that definitely Mody University is one of the best university. Great infrastructure with most modern equipments and labs in all, departments. So, what I have seen from all my experience, beautiful campus. We have a lot of peacocks, birds, greenery, swans. It's a beautiful campus which helps you out to cope up with your stress of studies. It is not only the beauty, but it helps you in your studies also. So, I want you all to be the part of Mody University at last.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. And the students, you just need to show your dedication, your interest, and just leave all on Mody University. You will excel in your life. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. It was a great time with you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mrityunjay. Thank you a lot.